L'shem yichud kudsha b'richu shchinte me Hashem, grace us with the wisdom of understanding the Proverbs of Shlomo HaMelech, the wisest of all men, that we could really become wiser people. Because King Solomon, as we're going to see, could have asked God for anything, and the one thing that he requested was wisdom. And therefore, God, we ask, in the way of our great Zaidi, Shlomo HaMelech, that he asked for wisdom. We also want to be wise people. And Bezrat Hashem, with this, that we'll see the return of the Davidic dynasty coming back. Mashiach Tzidkeinu b'mhira v'yameinu Amen. Amen. We are officially beginning the Proverbs, Mishlei. Mishlei means mashalim, analogies, proverbs, deeper ways of understanding life, teachings from the wisest of all people. And as good as all the best-selling books on self-help and all the Tony Robbins seminars, none can be compared to King Solomon himself. It may be that they're taking the ideas and presenting them in a way that's going to be relatable for our generation, but none can say in their essence that they touch the world of Shlomo HaMelech. Because Shlomo HaMelech was the Chacham Mikol Adam, the wisest of all. So we're going to be drawing down from source material, and we hope that God will help us to really be able to then apply this to our life in the best possible way. So some points of introduction is how old was Shlomo HaMelech when he became the king? He was 12 years old. Shlomo HaMelech was 12 years old when he was anointed as the successor of his great father David, king of Israel. 12 years old. And God appears to Shlomo HaMelech prophetically, and it says, request what I should give you. What do you want? You've now been anointed. You're now going to be the new king of Israel. And now, ask me what you want. And he could have asked for anything. And there was many things that he needed at that point, especially knowing that his half-brother, Adoniah, was also aspiring for the throne and was trying to seize it. So he could have simply asked, just take out my half-brother. Let me just stay on the throne. Also, at this time, Eretz Yisrael was not yet 100% secure from the surrounding enemies, and they were even invading in the times of David HaMelech. And people knew that David HaMelech, you don't mess with David HaMelech. But here, we see that Shlomo's reign without David, it was a fledgling reign. This was just the beginning. And there was no guarantee of prosperity, that he's going to continue himself as a leader. So what did he ask for? And here I want to quote from you. Do we have a Tanakh proper that we can get? A Tanakh proper? Thank you, Moshe. We're going to be quoting now that this was the prayer of Shlomo HaMelech. This is what he was yearning for. Because God said that I'm coming to you in a state of prophecy, and I want you to ask me, request what I should give you. I asked the Chaver around the world, what would you ask for? Request, God comes to you, request what I shall give you. Request what I shall give you. So I'm going to read in English. You've done a great kindness with your servant David, my father, because he walked before you with truth and justice and with uprightness of heart with you. Oh, thank you, Moshe. This is in Kings 1. So for those that want to get involved, go into Kings 1, 3, 6 through 9. Kings 1, 3, 6 through 9. V'yomer shloimeh. Ato asise im avdecha David avi chesed gadol. You've done a great kindness with my father David. Kasher halach lefanecha be'emes. Because my father was somebody that was an ish emes. He went in truth. He was a real Jew. He was somebody only connected to truth. Ubitzdaka. And he was a person of kindness, of justice. B'yishras leivav imach. And you know what signified David? He was straight. He had a straight heart. He wasn't playing games. He was straight with God. V'tishmor lo yaseh chesed hagadol hazeh. And you've preserved for him this great kindness, and you've granted him a son, me, who sits on his throne this very day. And now, Hashem, my God, you've crowned your servant in place of David, my father. I am but a young lad. I do not know how to go out and how to come, which means how to lead properly. I'm just 12 years old. How do I know how to pull this off? I have to run Eretz Yisrael, to lead the Jewish nation. Your servant is in the midst of your people, whom you have chosen, a large nation that can neither be counted nor numbered because of its abundance. May you grant your servant, now he's asking. What does he ask? What does he ask? Ve'ata, Hashem Elokai ata, Himlachtas avdecha tachas David avi va'anoichi nar kotten v'loy eretz seisubo va'avdecha b'soich amcha v'nosata. Give la'avdecha, to your servant, leiv shoimeya, a heart that listens. Shlomo is asking for a listening heart. What do you mean? Adoniyahu, take him out. Riches, protect. A listening heart. To do what? What do you do with a listening heart? Lishpoit es amacha, that I could judge your people with righteousness. I could judge them properly. If I have a listening, discerning heart, I could hear what people need. I could know how to apply the Torah properly to them, to guide them. Lahavin bein toiv l'ra. I want to know the difference between what's good and what's evil. I want to know the right thing to do. Ki mi yuchal lishpait es amcha hakoved hazeh. For who can judge this formidable people of yours? Only if you give me a heart that listens, that discerns, that's able to do this. This is something beyond me. So what did Shlomo HaMelech choose? What was most important to him? All he wanted was the ability to judge Klal Yisrael, God's people, according to the Torah. And therefore he ignored all of his other needs, and he said, I want wisdom. So what did God answer? What did God answer? So we're still in Kings 1, but now you go. Kings 1, 3, 10 through 13. V'yitav hadavar be'einei Hashem. And the matter was good in the eyes of God. That he asked for an understanding of really just how to take care of human beings. It says, you thought about somebody else. You thought about how to apply the Torah properly to them, to be righteous. Ki shal shloimes hadavar hazeh. V'yomer Elokim ela v'yan asher sha'alta es hadavar hazeh. V'loi sha'alta lecha yomim rabim. V'loi sha'alta lecha oisher. You didn't ask for long life, a long reign. You didn't ask me for all sorts of riches. V'loi sha'alta nefesh oyevecha, to take out your enemy. You asked me to understand how to judge properly. I will give you a wise heart. Asher kamoicha, these are the words. Loi haya lefanecha ve'acharecha loi yokum kamoicha. There will never be a wiser man than you ever. And you'll have all the other things too. We're literally about to learn the word. It's like beyond. Of the wisest person that ever lived, trying to help you and I to live good lives. Because all he said is, I just want to be yishpoite samcha. Just let me be there for my people. Which he's still doing. By learning his Torah. Shlomo HaMelech. Leiv chacham v'novai. And then what happened? Shlomo HaMelech woke up from the dream. He was dreaming. And he thought to himself, was this real? Did any of this happen? It says Chazal, he went outside and he wondered, do I really have this understanding heart? And he goes outside and he starts listening. And he knows what the donkeys are saying to each other. And he knows what the birds are saying to each other. And he's listening to their language. And he realized this wasn't a dream. I got it. And he realized that it was a true prophecy, that this person would now be the wisest person, and that he would be somebody that would then go forth to lead the Jewish nation. What happened after that? Shlomo HaMelech returns to Yerushalayim, comes back, and he wants to make a feast, thanking God for everything that he's experienced. And he brings korbanos. And because he now had all this Torah and this awareness, we actually learn from here that when you make a siyum, when you finish a section of Torah, you should make a big feast. We learn it from Shlomo HaMelech receiving all this Torah, and he makes a feast, that when you finish a section of Torah, you should also make a feast. It's going to be a big feast finishing Mishlei. It's a big feast. It's a big project. And the Shechina, the divine presence, then rested on Shlomo HaMelech. And there's a discussion when he composed his 3 magnum opuses, but the energy began right then and there. And what were the great 3 magnum opuses of Shlomo HaMelech? Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, Mishlei, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes, also known as Koheles. The main opinion states that he wrote Shir HaShirim right then and there in his youth, when he had this burning, fiery passion for God, that was just this love relationship, like a husband and a wife. As he got older and more wizened, he wrote Mishlei, which is what we're going to be learning, his real lessons for the world. And we're going to see that Mishlei was a very important work for the whole world. And at the end of his life, he wrote what? Koheles, where he said, Hevel Havolim, I saw everything. I saw all the blessing, all the bounty in this world. Hevel Havolim. It's not compared to Hevel Havolim. It's all about Torah and learning Torah. And we give Shlomo HaMelech the name Koheles. What does the name Koheles mean? It means kahal. It means he had the ability to unify people. Shlomo HaMelech was a big unifier. And it says that he unified people so much that Jews and non-Jews alike would come to learn his wisdom. And until this very day, the entire world All the nations of the world feel that King Solomon has a wisdom to provide the world. He was Koheles. He was the one that could unify people together. It's very beautiful. He was the Kahal. He could unify. Like it says also in Kings number 1, 8, 1, and 14. In other words, it was not enough that he should be wise. What does the wise person want? That other people should be wise. Someone who's not really wise wants to stay all smart in his corner with a high IQ. But somebody who's wise wants others to be wise. He wants them to grow in their chokhmah, ultimately of connecting the chokhmah to Hashem. So as we're reading Shlomo HaMelech's Proverbs, he's literally calling to us from heaven. And he's saying, I'm trying to speak to you. I want that you should grow in wisdom. I want that you should grow and understand what you're here to do in this world. There's so much for you to do. Shlomo HaMelech wanted everybody. And he understood that Israel's responsibilities are special in this world, that we have a responsibility to teach and share wisdom and light with the world. And that the wisdom that we have is Torah wisdom. And this section of Torah came down through prophetic means, which means we're dealing with prophetic content. We're dealing with being in Tanakh. That too was a gift that was almost unique to Shlomo. Surely it was part of the divine blessing that was conferred upon him. His Proverbs provided practical guidance to people who had never opened the book of Torah. But for those capable of plumbing the depths of his intentions, they simultaneously illuminated the most profound areas of the Torah. It's an amazing thought, is that people all over the world learn Mishlei, Proverbs. People that never opened up anything. But they've learned, they've heard points inside the Proverbs that speak to them. Which is something that we're going to be learning together. Which means no matter what level you're at, if you're at the highest level of scholarship, you'll plummet the depths and you'll see the most wondrous secrets in the Proverbs. Even somebody who's not plummeted any depths will still find great, great inspiration and practical guidance in his life. They say that in modern times, somebody who had the ability to do this was the Chaim. And the Chaim had a gift that he could speak to the deepest, most profound levels of thought. But at the same time, his analogies were so simple that a shoemaker and a regular schlepper could understand what he was talking about. Very simple. We're going to see, Mitzvah Shem, that this is all the introduction, that one of the examples of this phenomenon of being both profound and simple at the same time is probably the most famous chapter of Proverbs that, by the way, all of you guys know. You know what it is? What's the last chapter? It includes 22 verses that all of you know. It's 22 psukim that you all know. When I tell you, like, really? That's in Proverbs? It's the end of Proverbs. 22 verses that you all know. That the simple meaning is available to everybody, but as you plummet the depths of what this section is, it is. How about this one? Eishes Chaim Eishes Chaim is Proverbs. Eishes Chaim is Proverbs. So we're going to learn Mitzvah Hashem next time, going through some of the deeper ideas of how the Proverbs are going to teach us things on the simple level, how the Proverbs are going to teach us things on the deeper level, and then ultimately deeper and deeper in Pshat Remez Josh Soid. With Hashem's help, then we're going to go deeper into the Proverbs, understanding that one of the main functions of the Proverbs is teaching us the temporalness of this world and then the infinity of the next world. That's going to be a theme. We're also going to be understanding the ark. We're going to have to talk about the ark, how that comes into play. We're going to speak about so much of the symbology of the Proverbs is helping you to understand the technology of your soul and the Yetzer Hara and how to be able to win that battle. He's going to give us exceptionally practical advice to win that battle against the evil inclination. And we're going to go a little bit more into the introduction of what Shlomo HaMelech is, what he represents. Then we're going to explain a couple terms that are important to explain, and then go into the actual text of Proverbs. And every day will be its own full experience because you're learning another verse in Proverbs, which is going to be another life lesson of becoming a better, more productive person in this world. Learning from the wisdom of the wisest person that ever lived. May we be Zoicha Mamish to learn the lessons of Shlomo HaMelech. May Hashem grace us with wisdom. Amen ve'amen. Kol Tuv Rabbi Isai. Have a wonderful day.